Today we have a pretty cool car. This is a 2014 BMW M235i. So if you consider yourself a fan of the M3 and think they're huge now, because they are, this might be a good car for you. And so far, yeah, the size of this car feels just about right. It feels a lot like an E46 M3 as far as the dimensions go, which to me is good. That's a good size, two-door, fast saloon car size. So we'll start with the styling. I actually like the styling of the 2 Series. It's received mixed reviews, but I think it looks good. I think it looks nice and aggressive. If there's one part of the car I'm maybe not so sure about, it might be the taillights. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I don't know. There's something there that doesn't look as aggressive as the rest of it. But overall styling, I say, good. So how about the interior? Well, BMW, they have their interiors down. As far as driving position goes, it's pretty easy to get the right position. I hear a lot of people talk about how the seat is canted and that things aren't quite aligned, but maybe I'm not that picky. Feels fine to me. So in this we get a 3-liter inline 6 that puts out 320 horsepower and 330 pounds-feet of torque. That's good for 0 to 60 in the high 4s, low 5s. And what BMW's managed to do with this turbocharged engine is make it feel not so turbocharged. Revs to 7,000 RPM and it pulls to 7,000 RPM. Doesn't get a flat spot or a dead spot. It's good. And even though they are still doing the fake noise pumped into the cabin, it sounds good. Now this one has an AWE exhaust fitted to it, which I like a lot. It's the perfect volume, and the crackles on the overrun are completely ridiculous. Listen to this. I think AWE stands for, oh shit. That sounds good. Pedals are well spaced for some good little heel toe action. You know, if I have one complaint about, well, I might have a few, but I think my biggest complaint about the driving inputs is the shifter is a little unsure. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Especially coming down into second sometimes, it makes you go, wait, is that second? Did I get it all the way? I just would like a more positive feedback from it. And as much as I like BMWs, I don't think they've ever had the best shifters. I actually think Honda and Mazda do a little bit of a better job. Now the steering is pretty light, but it actually has pretty good feel, which is rare nowadays. Feels really good. I can actually feel the road surface through the wheel. And now I thought this car had electric power steering, but this is making me question that. So if it does, kudos to you, BMW. And if it doesn't, well, then I'm not surprised. So how about weight? Well, it's a little heavy for my taste. It's about 3,650 pounds. Might be a little lighter with the manual transmission, but still, you feel it. You feel it at the limit, you feel it when the car loads up, but don't get me wrong, it doesn't feel like a heavy car. I think just coming from a Miata, it kind of spoils you for weight a little bit. This is a good 1,200 pounds heavier. But I don't have to scream to talk to you. It's very refined in here. It's very quiet. It's also very quiet in here because I'm going 9 miles an hour. Douche. Just kill me. Just kill me. Just end my life. So like in most new BMWs, you get different driving modes. Those driving modes are Sport, Comfort, Eco Pro, and Sport Plus. Now Sport Plus also gives you dynamic traction control, which means you can get a degree or two of slip Sorry. Lotus distracted me. Now in Sport Plus you get what they call dynamic traction control, which means you get about a degree or two of angle, a little bit of slip, and then it puts you right back in line. So it's also known as hero mode because it makes you look like a hero. Now I'd prefer to have it off, as you know, but there's a problem with that in this car. If you would like to turn it all the way off, it will default to comfort mode. Because, once again, we have a sports car that doesn't trust you. Alright, now that Subaru's out of the way, let's do a quick 0 to 60. That feels good. And I don't want to gloss over that whole dynamic traction control only, Sport Plus, no traction off thing, because to me that's a big letdown. I bought a sports car, let me decide what I do with it. If I screw it up, my bad. Don't nanny me. Now this car changes direction pretty quick. Turns in hard. This has Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires, which I happen to like. Might be a little tiny bit on the noisy side, but this car's so dampened. I mean, if that bothers you, just give up. Just turn it in. Great, another cyclist. This car has great limits. You really can hold it on the limit, just like that. You feel exactly when it's going to let go before it does. No fade from the brakes. Really quite nice. $6,000, $7,000. Just keeps pulling. You really wouldn't know this car's turbo if no one told you. Nice fat meaty wheel to grab onto. This thing exits corners really fast. Yeah, this thing pulls. So car enthusiasts tend to shop more in price range, not in class. So what else could you get for one of these? So this is a few years old. You're looking in the 30-ish range. So you're looking at newer, few-year-old V8 Mustang, Camaro. If you want something rear-wheel drive, and honestly, this is just a nicer car to drive. I mean, the interior is nicer. Everything you touch feels nicer. Did I mention the wheel? I really like it. This feels a bit more light on its feet than its American counterparts. And with that turbo engine, you can just breathe on it a little bit, and you'll have a giant killer. And because this has almost hatchback-like dimensions, you really can use more of the road with it. You can take better lines and stay on your side of the road because it isn't massive. So, BMW, can we just go ahead and make this? Just make everything like this. Now, in case you're wondering, I'm a fan. If that wasn't clear. This car's just playful. Bye.